When you're blue and kinda lonely too, you'll find a smile will go a long, long way. Though you're down, don't sit around and frown. A little smile will go a long, long way. Never grieve, just try to make believe the sky is blue, although you know it's gray. Don't you find it's just a waste of time? You'll find a smile will go a long, long way.
And welcome to another inspirational, The Great Escape with Ron and Jen. It's our opportunity to show it, to turn the news frown upside down.
It's not really pretty.
Smile on a stick. We each have a smile on a stick.
It says it too. Can you guys see that?
Yep, smile on a stick.
Is it backwards? Smile on a stick. That's
Smile
exactly what it says. I'm smiling on a stick and you all see me.
That is our opportunity.
That's a good song.
That is a good song.
Smile on a stick, don't see me.
Let's delve into our I Know a Guy.
Can't stand me.
All right, got a guy.
You
file.
got a guy?
I got a guy. You know what? I was with some friends the other day.
How about those Red Sox?
Oh, listen.
Yeah,
how about you know what? When this drops, this is dropping on a Monday. Hopefully they'll still be alive because they lost. So they're down. Well, as we record this, they're down 1-0. And Tampa Bay's just a great team. They really are a good, solid team, and they outclassed the Sox in the first game.
Outclassed? That's kind.
Sox did beat the Yankees, which was a cool thing. So we'll see. They could be down.
That was cool.
They could be down.
We got embarrassed last night.
They could be out by the time this thing drops.
You're out.
Or they could be very much into it. So we are saluting the Red Sox today. We have the little poster behind us there. And Jen has on her Boston Red Sox jersey.
Do. Go Sox. Listen, I'm not giving up on you, but when somebody steals home, something's terribly wrong.
Yeah, it's called...
That's embarrassing.
Yeah, it's called a shift that should not have been shifted.
That's like walking in on your boyfriend and he's making out with, whoever.
I don't know how you come to that analogy, but...
Because it's embarrassing.
Well,
it's just kind of... It's like, wow, really? I mean, that's how I felt when he stole home. Really?
It's like...
How do you let that happen? Right under your nose it happened.
And that's like being in the emergency room and you got holes in your underwear.
Yeah, and the wrong places, too.
All the wrong places.
And you didn't shave. You ever have to go to the emergency room? And people always say that. Make sure you shave, Jen, because God forbid, shave, make sure everything's clean every day because... And then something happens and oops, there it is.
There it is. And there it is. There it is there. There it is there. There it is there.
Whoa, it's really over there.
You know that shirt? Do you know the origin of that shirt?
What is it?
I let you borrow it and wear it for the show today.
Yeah.
That's the actual uniform jersey I had when I played in the Red Sox fantasy camp.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
You are number 12.
I am.
You are number 12. And
number 12.
You know who I hit against?
Who did you hit against?
Jim Lonborg.
Oh, really?
How cool is that? And
That's
I played
cool.
against Louis Tion, too.
Oh, Louis Tion.
Yeah, Louis.
Oh, my God. I remember seeing that dude. He was fat. He was big back then. I don't know. I think is he dead?
They used to call him Buddha.
Isn't he dead?
No, Louis is still with us.
Buddha?
They used to call him
fat.
Buddha because he was the Buddha. He had the shape of a Buddha.
But why? But before you move on, I texted you this last night, Ron, why are so many ball players out of shape? I mean, why?
Yep, there's a great movie with Tom Selleck stars in it. It's called Mr. Baseball.
Yeah.
And he winds up having to play in Japan.
Yeah.
And he used to be with the Yankees. And as you know, in Japan, they're so rigorous with their training of their baseball players.
And everything.
And they're putting Tom Selleck through all these calisthenics and all these drills and stuff. And he stops and he says, "Hey, coach, we're not athletes. We're baseball players."
Yeah.
And I always think of that when I see some of these fatties like Lance
Sabathia.
Oh, CC Sabathia, Lance Lynn, the guy who was pitching for the White Sox, or still pitching for the White Sox. Talk about tubby boots.
Oh my God! When Sabathia will come out, I think you're making $1 trillion.
Mm-hmm.
You represent the Yankees, a top shelf team, and you are a fat slob, and you're a pitcher. So everybody's going to be looking at you. You can't get into shape. Don't you have any pride, sir?
And they're all making a gazillion
No, I don't think
dollars.
so.
They're
Yeah.
all making a gazillion dollars so they can pull an
Chefs, personal trainers.
That's it. They can
the
pull
whole thing.
they can pull an Oprah.
Yeah.
And everything tastes great, even though it has no calories in it, because they have 19 chefs on their payroll.
Yeah.
And here's the irony of the whole CC Sabathia thing, and then we'll get into the meat and potatoes. Yeah. He's in great shape right now. He's dropped 85, 90 pounds.
Why?
He plays softball on a regular basis.
He's been sober for 6 years.
Is that okay?
Yeah, he got sober.
Oh,
That's what
I
happens.
didn't know CC was a drinky.
Yeah. Once you get sober, man, that weight comes off.
That's it. Once you get sober, that wait is over. Okay, here comes Hazel. Hazel's paying her first visit today, our mascot. From the I Know a Guy department, the Senate Oversight Panel is dissecting the ILO service contract. This is some contract and consulting firm that I guess was palsy-walsy with Governor McKee. Having a conversation with some friends the other day, and you know how you see McKee, every time you see McKee now in public, he always has his lieutenant governor in tow with him, right?
Yeah.
Whereas Gina and McKee had no relationship whatsoever. You never saw those two together. And I'm not saying it's an epiphany, but a light bulb did kind of go on over my head, and maybe that's the way she wanted it, because he's the old boy network kind of politician, and she didn't want to be like that.
No,
just a thought.
Well, you're on to something, but I disagree with you on the premise. Well, I believe that Gina Raimondo wanted nobody else around because she wanted always to be isolated as the first female governor. She didn't want any. Don't notice anybody else. I'm the first woman governor in Rhode Island, and we knew that she had higher political aspirations, and she wanted to be seen as. And you can't have underlings around you and have you be the primary focus. I mean, that's how that is.
Okay, that's one theory.
That's the way I see it. I mean, she walked into a place that I was waitressing when she first got elected, and she literally waved to the 4 people that were in the restaurant, and people were clapping for her, and I thought, oh, here we go. This is just the beginning. This woman won't stay in Rhode Island. I knew it then.
Well, I knew it then too.
Yeah.
But
she still has the same hairdo though as when she was here. I mean, nothing changed about it. You know how some people move up and they start to look a little better? Do you know what I mean?
Wait, why are you suggesting she looks lousy?
No, I don't mean she looks terrible, but I mean, for instance, if I came upon a lot of money someday, or if I ended up being a great movie star, it's highly unlikely that I would still look like this.
Okay.
I would have a stylist, and I would have a makeup artist, and I would have people, shopping for me and getting me, nice clothes and stuff. And you might say, wow, hey, look at that. Gina is the same. She wears the same slacks and the same wedge heels, and she's got the same hairdo. Nothing's changing there.
You'd be styling and profiling.
I don't get it.
All right. Going to be a little bit of a tangle traffic-wise on the Newport Pell Bridge coming up, because apparently they're going to be closing down October 14th through the 28th, a couple of lanes to facilitate the transition to all electronic tolling. You're not going to be able to just, go up there and pay and throw a couple of bucks anymore. It's going to be more money to go over it, too. So just some of the stuff that's happening. Wow. Oh, here's a good one for you.
We're moving towards a cashless society,
we are.
People.
Here's a good one for you.
That new global order's coming for you. Or new world order.
This is our 49th.
That's what people say.
This is our 49th podcast.
I know.
Imagine that.
49.
And one of the very first ones.
And we're still fine.
One of the first ones that we did had to do with this guy, the school official who was arrested for foot rubbing. Remember that? A long time ago.
That ain't right, Ron.
Well, guess what?
What?
Well, it's old as new again.
He's still rubbing feet?
No. He wants to challenge his arrest for that alleged foot rubbing incident. So we call these things vapor stories because we think they go away, and then they come right back.
Because he don't want to go to prison. They'll be rubbing his feet.
So we'll have our hand on that story. The foot story. We'll have a hand with his foot. Okay. And that's what I've got today, and I'm going to turn it over to. Yeah, I mean it's not a lot going on outside of baseball, in which we have our fingers crossed. It could be all over by the time you guys have a peek at this. But now we'll move on to Jen's news.
We
if
sure
that's
will.
okay with you.
Yeah, that's fine by me.
You like this guy?
There's some
schmuck.
There's some good stuff going on this week. I'm looking for my xylophone. Don't worry, people. We'll get it. In the meantime, it's time for Jen's News, America's favorite segment. Hazel's tail is wagging too.
She's laying over there, Hazel. Yeah. She's digging it. She's digging it.
Yeah.
Oh, big fan. Oh,
now she's licking
looking.
her bum. All right. Now she's leaving, and it's time for Jen's News.
Because she can. And a girl, Hayes.
Oh, that's
At
awful.
least she's not dragging it all over.
Well, I don't know if you guys have noticed, but
Here she comes.
oh yeah, she's back. Over the last 3-4 weeks, people have been saying, and we've having conversations on the telephone about this. Yep, there she is. She's awesome.
Okay, I'm sorry.
No, it's all right. I mean, that's way better than Jen's news. You better stock up. And I get these phone calls from my mom too. You better stock up. Because,
you better stock up. Na, 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 na.
Because you better stock up, Jen. There's not going to be anything left. Nothing. Well, Mom, there's going to be stuff left. But you know what people are stocking up on?
Food, canned goods.
Turkeys. The holidays are still a ways off, but that's not stopping at least UK shoppers from buying frozen turkeys. Discount chain Aldi is selling around 1,500 frozen turkeys a day, they say, in the UK, 4 times the amount it normally sells at this time of year. This is happening because people fear supply chain bottlenecks or the inability to get anything at all. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, experts say American consumers could also struggle, by the way, to secure their turkeys at Thanksgiving because of the very same issue. So, this is a little tip from your Aunt Tilly. You might want to start now. Mm-hmm. Go out there and do what you can. Or my dad actually used to call a farm and he'd get a fresh turkey. I hated that. The idea that they would chase the turkey around and...
The big noggin.
Yeah, the guillotine. That made me sad.
Wow.
I know that.
Mow.
Yeah. Do you eat other meat, Jen? Well, how do you think they die? I know, but it's just.
Mow.
Yeah. Jeez, Ron, how long do you think Halloween candy lasts?
It depends on the candy.
Idea?
It depends on the candy. I would think the really good chocolate, probably not too long. But I mean, stuff like
Really?
Hershey's and I would think a year.
Well, yes. Oh, I was going to say because for me, when the holiday's over, the very next day you can go to all these supply places.
Not a holiday, by the way.
Well, what? Thanksgiving, Christmas?
Halloween's not a holiday.
It is to many people.
It's just a thing.
Well, I think to many people they consider it a holiday.
Okay.
You
get it off?
Technically, when you don't have a job, you don't need it off.
Oh, that's true. I never thought of that. Yeah, I guess I should start thinking about that.
I'm just saying, but so I would go and get the 50% off candy
sure.
or 80% off, and I have an emergency candy box, and I leave it there all year. But when the summer starts to come, that's when it gets dicey because I have it under my bed and everything melts. It's true, and then you throw it out. So
why wouldn't you put it in the refrigerator?
Well, there's not a lot because you got stuff. You got Eggos and popsicles and ice.
Let me tell you something.
It's summertime. You have dog ice cream and sherbet. Right?
Your Standy Cash, or your Candy Stash. Did I say Standy Cash?
Standy Cash.
Your Candy Stash.
Welcome to my world, Rob.
Your Candy Stash has a much better chance of shelf life in the refrigerator than it does under your GD bed. Anyway, let's move on.
Yeah,
I say a year.
With the dust bunnies.
I say a year. How close am I?
So how long does Halloween candy really last? Well, Dr. Abigail Snyder with the Food Science Department at Cornell University says that bags of candy are usually marked with a best-by date, but it's really just a recommendation by the producer to the consumer about how quickly the product should be eaten for optimum quality. I tell people that all the time. Don't throw stuff out just because you're past the best-by date.
It's a recommendation.
It's just that's the most fresh it's going to be, they say. But, she adds, there is no safety implication for eating gummy bears or candy corn or chocolate after the date has elapsed. She says consumers can evaluate each piece of candy to see if there's something they want to eat, saying, well, they might start to notice things like changes in color, changes in flavor and texture, but it's really up to the consumer. So the headline of this story, basically should say, it's, I like how they do this. How long does Halloween candy last? How long do you think it lasts, Jen?
And then it doesn't tell you, really.
It doesn't give you an answer. What the hell kind of stories are
damn
these?
Abigail.
Abigail, right next to the egg board, you have failed me.
Get out.
This is a great gig. I walk into Ron's house today, and he's having a dinner party, and it smells so good.
No, I'm not. We have 2 other couples are coming over.
That's a dinner party.
No, a dinner party is like, a whole bunch of people.
I don't have anybody ever over to my house. I don't socialize. I don't do anything. There's no table to have a dinner party.
Well,
so you're
that ain't the way we roll here at Chez St. Pierre.
Well, I know. It's like Shangri-La here. You're having a dinner party. Imagine this for a gig, though. I mention it because it smells like tacos in here. To me, taco meat or spicy meat or something. And
it's
I said,
a sauce. She's
yeah,
making a sauce.
It smells so good.
Making a sauce for a lasagna.
Oh, my God, does it smell good.
The gravy, as the nanas say.
The gravy. Well, I didn't know that this was even a thing. McCormick Spices just hired a director of taco relations.
The director.
All right. Yeah. Food blogger Joe Luna of El Paso, Texas, accepted the title on Monday, which, listen to this, coincidentally fell on National Taco Day, and it's a she. She beat out over 5,000 people who applied for the gig. I would have applied for this job. Listen to what she does. Over the next 4 months, she is going to go to different taco restaurants across the country, and she's going to have the opportunity to create new seasonings and try it on these tacos. She'll also explore taco-related trends, and I guess
trends.
Luna's going to pull down 100,000 for her 100,000 for her
100 large for that gig?
100 large for 4 months.
Oh man!
To go to restaurants and eat their tacos.
I would give
and
her.
Try to come up with a new spice for their tacos.
So it's Joe Luna.
Joe Luna.
And Joe's a female.
It's a female.
My
She's a female.
my one piece of advice to Joe is look out for that first cup of coffee the next morning. If you're going to be eating tacos every day.
Listen, it's like the day after the Super Bowl. I mean,
boom.
you hope your team wins, but if they lost, your stomach's sad because of that. And then all of the chicken wings and all the crap you put in your body. And after you have an espresso, forget it. I would stay close to home.
You express after you have an espresso is what you're basically
saying.
saying.
Well, you definitely need to pour some bleach in the toilet after that one.
Okay.
That's a banger right there.
It is. It's definitely baboon.
All right, that's it.
Baboon. Bowl
That's
buster.
all I have to say. Yeah.
Bowl busters, as we used to say.
Let me ask you this. Now, you have a lot of guests that come over. You do. You have.
No,
yes,
not
you
really.
do. Have you ever had a guest that,
don't go there.
No, pulled a Dumb and Dumber on you?
No.
You never have.
Don't use that one. Don't use that one. It's not working.
That's right. Something's wrong with the second floor toilet. You can't use that one, Taylor. Or
No,
Christy.
Jeff Daniels.
Yeah.
Right, and Dumb and Dumber.
Yeah,
he's the one on the throne in that particular scene. He's in a great new series on Showtime that's called American Rust.
Really?
Yeah, I just started to get into it. If you're lucky enough to have Showtime, just Google American Rust and you'll see the premise. It's pretty good. And you know what?
What's the premise?
The interesting thing about Daniels is he can really play super dramatic roles, but also play the goofy things like Dumb and Dumber. He's very adept at, he's got a big span. How's that sound?
I was first introduced to him in terms of endearment, and I hated him. I hated what he did to Emma Flapp. That was Shirley MacLaine's son-in-law. And I hated that he cheated on his wife and did all that stuff. But Flapp, that was his name. He was so great in that film.
He's a sheriff. He's a sheriff of a very small town outside of Pittsburgh. And there's a murder involved, and it's very, very good.
I like that.
And he has kind of a questionable past as to why he left the big city of Pittsburgh as a police officer. It's quite good. American Rust. I highly recommend it.
All right.
Can I delve into food real quickly with you?
I'm on Jen's segment. America's favorite segment is done until the next episode.
You know what? Last week, actually it's this week, one of the days, the celebration, it was National Fluffernutter Day.
That was the 8th.
The 8th. Do you like Fluffernutters?
I love Fluffernutter.
Got to tell you, going to school, and my mom she'd pack the lunch, and going to St. Raymond's School in Pawtucket, which doesn't exist anymore, or St. Leo the Great, which doesn't exist anymore. Always hoped it was going to be a Fluffernutter Day, and bologna. Ugh.
I like bologna.
The dreaded deviled ham.
Don't like that. That's disgusting. Tuna, devil ham. Ugh,
wait a minute, I got another one for you. One that my mother made a good tuna salad, so I was okay with that. No, olive loaf.
Oh no.
The worst.
My dad used to eat olive loaf. Oh, it was terrible.
Disgusting.
Yes.
Head cheese.
Oh, no.
Which isn't cheese, by the way.
I don't know.
Okay, the fluffernutter. Little known facts about the fluffernutter.
How about haggis? You ever have haggis?
Haggis is a sheep's stomach, and they put all kinds of stuff in there, and then they steam it. No,
Yummy.
You've had haggis?
No.
Oh, okay.
I smelled haggis before.
That's
why I didn't eat it.
That's it. Fluffernutter, did you know it's the official sandwich of the state of Massachusetts?
I didn't know that.
Didn't know that either?
Didn't know.
The term fluffernutter was created by an advertising agency in 1960 as a more effective way
Unusual history.
to market a sandwich. In the HBO drama Oz, Cyril requested 2 fluffernutters as his last meal before execution. So there's an uplifting thought. And I didn't know this, but in 2006, Brigham's, the ice cream company, they introduced a fluffernutter flavor.
Yes.
So I don't know if it's still out there or not, but it takes fluff to make a fluffernutter. marshmallow, and lots of peanut butter.
Two questions. Can you make a crunchy fluffernutter?
Ooh, probably.
And is it room temperature? Because a lot of people, and I don't know why you guys do this, you put your peanut butter and people put fluff in everything in my house was room temperature, even the butter. We never put butter in the fridge. It was on a plate, uncovered, in the cupboard. That's how we rolled at my house. And I mean, that's the only way to go.
And thank goodness
we're still alive.
Thank goodness that growing up, that everybody in your house was room temperature. Okay. On that note,
that's true.
And on that note, enjoy your fluffernutters. All right.
Yeah.
Some people cut the crust off. Not me.
Oh,
I'm a crust guy.
I'm a crust guy too.
Yeah, I'm a crust guy.
Are you a middle of the pan brownie guy or the crusty
I like the edges.
Edge? Me too.
Gotta go edges.
See, now what does that say about us?
Gotta go edges. And tomorrow, when the lasagna is served, that we're crunchy. That when the lasagna is served tomorrow night at Chez St. Pierre, I will go for a corner piece.
Yeah, corner pieces are the bomb. Yeah. I don't like all that mushy gush.
No, I'm a crunchy kind of guy, and you're a crunchy.
Burn it all, burn everything.
Crunchy kind of gal. I guess I can call it.
I'm a broad.
Yeah, I didn't say that. I didn't say that. And speaking of, by the way, you actually did use the term broad.
I did.
In our Rhode Island News Today.com column, which drops every Wednesday. Check it out. It's how we feel about things.
In Mac we trust.
And we're not bashful. We're not bashful.
No.
All right. We wrote about the Pats this past week. Who knows what we're writing about this week? Hopefully the Red Sox. Hopefully. Hey, we're big on props.
Yeah.
If you haven't guessed that by now. So I found this, which is in the stash behind us here.
I think I got you that. Did I get you that?
You know who got us this? Scott Gritch. Our good friend. I think it was our good friend Scott who got us this. Yeah, because he's big into the Stooges. I don't think you gave. I don't know. But anyway, this is Three Stooges beer. It was actually on the shelves for a while. And it's great because whoever put this together is definitely a Three Stooges fan because it says Panther Brewing Company. Then it says underneath the label here, we all put the yeast in. And then behind it, it says brewed using the unique slowly I turn process. And then underneath that, it says raise a glass for duty and humanity. Those are references to 4 different Three Stooges episodes. So whoever put this thing together, that's all I have. Yeah.
Did you drink the others?
No, whoever gave me this, it's either you. No, I don't think they make it anymore. It's either you or Scott gave it to us. Scott was a big fan of ours and probably still is. We appreciate that. So whoever put this together, definitely a big Three Stooges fan because they reference 4 different Three Stooges episodes, which they did their homework. How does that
That's
sound?
cool. And then next to him, though, what else? Who else?
Next
you got
to,
there?
that's Curly.
Yeah.
That's a Curly doll.
Yeah.
And I'm, if you're, this is great.
The stuff you can find in this office. You guys only see this shelf back here.
Oh, it's like a grab bag. It's like a grab bag.
He's got stuff in the basement. He's got stuff here behind me. You can't see it. It's just crazy, this stuff. It's fun.
I'm a pack rat. I don't throw stuff out.
It's fun in here. I like this. This is a good office.
It's like it's an adult amusement park. How's that sound?
Well, and you can't see the Jason mask. It is.
It's not a Jason mask. That's my hockey mask. That's my. No, I can't. It's mounted to the wall.
Oh.
That and I will be too probably in the next couple of weeks. But that
not yet, my friend.
That's actually molded. That's when I played goal years ago, they didn't have the cages.
Yeah.
They actually molded the mask to your face.
Really?
Yeah, and that's fiberglass molded.
It looks like an alien.
You know why? Look at the size of the nose, then you know it's molded to my face.
Yeah, but it looks like an alien's face.
Yeah. So we'll break. You know what? I'll take that down and we'll showcase that on one of our props as we start to move forward here. Hey, guess what? It's almost time to wrap up.
It is?
And we're gonna get next couple of podcasts. We'll get much more aggressive into Halloween. Because I know you really dig Halloween.
Well, I like the lighter side of Halloween. I mean, I don't.
Well, you like the monster movies and all the scary flicks.
Well, I like the cheesy, kitschy monster movies. Attack of the 50-Foot Woman.
Oh, so you don't like the Universal, like the werewolf, Dracula, Frankenstein, the Invisible Man, those classics.
The black and whites, the Invisible Man.
The originals.
Yeah. And then what's the guy? His wife's head gets cut off, and he saves her in a jar.
Oh no, that's a Kishi one. That's the brain that wouldn't die.
The brain that wouldn't die. I mean, I like
terrible.
to watch. Yeah, it is terrible, but I like to watch that kind of stuff. I don't like the dark.
I got you. You like the colossal, the attack of the 50-foot woman, the colossal man, those kinds of things.
Yeah. Well, anyway, yes, we are going to have costumes.
Oh, yes. She's talked me into that. My wife has talked me into that, too, for other things. Here comes Hazel again. She's very excited.
Well, Hazel, I'm sorry, honey, but the end of the show is here. Are you going to...
Oh, you wanted to talk... yeah, I'm going to put the instrument on. But you wanted to talk about Gilmore. You wanted to talk about Stephon Gilmore and the Patriots.
Yeah, I had something to say.
Do you think they've given up?
The Pats? No.
I mean, why wouldn't you keep this guy to play for this season? He's gonna wind up going to Carolina for basically a 6th-round draft pick, which is really nothing.
Yeah.
But he's agreed to pay. He's agreed to play for Carolina for the amount of money that he was going to play for the Patriots that he held out. I don't get that. I don't get it.
But there's things going on. There are dynamics. There's relationships. There's issues. There's history. There's so much that we don't know. Which is why I really get a case of a frosted behind sometimes when I listen.
You can say the red ass on the podcast.
Well, you can. When I hear people with great command say, "I know this and I know that and this is going to happen." No, you don't. We have no idea what's going on in that locker room, what's going on in those front offices. We don't know. We think we know, but that's not enough to be swearing and screaming and afternoon radio about how much the Patriots suck. We're rebuilding, and by the time Tom Brady retires, I think we're going to be back to where we want to be.
I don't know.
A year
How can you
or two.
say they're rebuilding when they spent the most money in free agency than a team has ever spent? I mean, isn't that for now?
Well, yeah, it is. It is because if they hadn't done that, what would our now look like? What would our now look like? I'm just saying. All right. So one more food thing, though. I do want to mention this. Kellogg's and Wendy's have a Wendy's Frosty Chocolatey cereal. I don't know if that's still going to happen, though, with Kellogg's on strike. You might want to get a box now, by the way. It's probably going to be $20 next week. So it's a mixture of crispy cocoa-coated round cereal bites with chocolate-flavored marshmallows. And this is supposed to represent Wendy's Frosty, but you can also buy that as chocolate frosted flakes. It's the same exact thing, which is really, really good. And $4 a box, because I got one the other day, but there's a lot of marshmallows in it, so it's worth it.
Well, they could be done by the time this drops on Monday, but go Red Sox.
Listen, I still believe in Bill Belichick, too. And in Mac, we trust. I'm just saying.
You'll find a smile will go a long, long way.